Hello, Flosstube. Today is Saturday. I'm Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and I'm doing this Flosstube Flosstube video to talk about my cross stitching. I think this is Flosstube number 38, if I'm remembering correctly. And I try to do my updates on Saturday, and I woke up this morning. I thought, okay, today's Saturday. What was I gonna do today? Oh yeah, I was gonna work on my maybe I was gonna work on my Christmas cards and do my work on my Christmas stitching and all that. And I totally forgot that what I was planning on doing was this uh, video update. I'm sorry if I keep looking the wrong direction, but I have my tablet turned around the other way and my camera's over here instead of down here, and it's hard for me to get used to it. But I have my tablet turned around because it's plugged in because it was a little bit low on the battery. But anyway, so I have kind of a lot of things to talk about. I don't have any haul, I don't think, but I have some finishes and, of course, the things I'm still working on. Uh, and I keep adding to my uh, what I'm planning on doing for Christmas. So we'll still see if that gets done. Let me organize my. Sorry, I thought I was a little organized, and I'm not quite as organized as I thought I was. Hold on one second. And there, and there. Excuse me. There. This and this. Okay. So I'll talk about my finishes first. I don't have to do some FFOing later on, but I have finishes for Christmas that I want to talk about. I've shown this before. This let me get this in the right place. This white buffalo bookmark. I did it on two sides on this bookmarks for my brother, and I stitched them together with this little stitching across the edges here. And one side had to have the the tucked in finish of this stitching, but anyway, I was pretty happy with this. I took this inspiration from there was a big chart that had a woman, it was a white buffalo woman or something, and she was holding. There was a big buffalo behind her, and she was holding a crossed some crossed sticks, and there was a little white buffalo on one of them. So I used that to sort of help me draw a buffalo to chart this from, and this there's some discoloration you can see, and I thought it was, because I'm a thread licker, I thought it was from licking the ends of the thread, but it's actually from the eye of the needle I was using that it was discoloring. I didn't notice. I didn't know what it was from until later on. I realized that the needle was discoloring this thread, but there's nothing I can do about it now. So, and there's a couple places where, yeah, the coverage isn't quite even, but, came up pretty good. I think I was using, I don't know, 3 or 4 threads, because these are pretty big holes. You can see pretty big holes on the bookmark. I think it says actually on the booklet that comes with them to use 3 threads. So, but then the other thing I did that I finished was this towel, a fingertip towel. I still want to wash it and press it because it's got a lot of cat hair. It's very old, actually, because I was going to do something else on it, and then I pulled that out. I realized it wasn't going to fit, and I pulled it all out, and then I set it aside for many years. But so this, I did some little festive, I don't know what they're supposed to be, if they're supposed to be lights, snowflakes, just something that looks festive, whatever. But, you can kind of put it out. I figure my mom can use it all winter long. It's not specifically Christmas. Um, and I think this design is more or less centered. One of the problems that I had with what I was going to do originally was a poinsettia, little garland kind of thing across this. Um, but the design wasn't centered because I think it's supposed to be for, like, to wrap around something. So the centering on anything doesn't really matter as much, because you're just gonna repeat it or use it, to wrap around. A, I don't know what, a cake, a decoration, or whatever. But so it wasn't centered, and then the greens that were charted for it were gonna be. It was this design here. It was going to be a little bit. Some of the greens were going to be a little on the dark side. The other thing I was considering was this garland of holly berries, holly leaves and berries. But again, the greens were going to be a little on the dark side, and there's some backstitching in black, and I thought, well, that's not really going to show up very well. And while I could have used different greens, and I would also had to have, like, shifted to find the center of the poinsettia, and it was, so I just decided, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work that hard. So they had this other garland here, other, like, uh, band design, for you to wrap around something, I guess. And so this little chart book, it was, I've mentioned it before, it was free with Cross Stitch Crazy magazine, and so there were different designs. There were these sort of modern colors, Christmas designs, and then there were some these more traditional designs, and some penguins, other winter creatures, and Nutcracker type ballet stuff. So I got the garland from here, and so I changed it a little bit because these little dots, whatever, were charted in a dark blue, and that again would not have shown up well on this dark green. But so it's more festive and different colors, And then another thing I did out of this chart book was again using these modern colors. They're brighter colors that are less traditional, but can be used maybe all year round. But anyway, so they had these three ornaments, and I had this as part of a pillow kit. It was this pillow kit here. It comes with designs for these three things in the little chart book that came with it. This little chart book, and it also had a blank, chart where you could do your own thing. So I used that, and I rearranged the ornaments a little bit, put them on. I think I switched these two. This was in the middle, so I switched them around a little bit so they're more, stair-stepped down, and I added a couple more of these little snowflake design. There were a few designed in there originally, and I just added a few more to fill in the blank spaces. Maybe there could have been another one here, but whatever. And then I charted out this Feliz Navidad on there, and I finished it. It was just really, I think I did it like over a weekend or something. I started it on a Friday from scratch. The chart was started on Friday, and I stitched it that Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. Excuse me, there's a cat. Don't walk on that, please. And I finished it Sunday or Monday. I don't know. What was Monday? Sunday was the 2nd. Maybe it was Tuesday. I don't know. But I finished it pretty quickly. And this little pillow kit came with the backing and the stuffing and, to make a pillow. And I'll probably maybe add more fill. It just depends on how it comes out. I'm hoping to have an FFO day. Sorry about that. Having my camera on the wrong side is messing me up so badly. But anyway, so there's that design. And then, excuse me a minute. Okay. And my other finish was this Lizzie Kate design, Snow Fun, from her Six Fat Men Flip It series. There's a whole bunch of them. I don't know if they're still available since it's Lizzie Kate, and some places have these charts and others don't. But so it's this one here, the Snow Fun. And I have a finish. I finished it. And this is going to be for my sister. And this has a little button. It came with a button in the little chart. So cute. And I wasn't going to put the button on right away because, I want to put some of that fusible interfacing in the back before I'm going to make it into a pillow also. And I didn't want to iron the button, but I was afraid I would lose it or forget to put it on there or something, so I'm just going to have to be careful. And, but yeah, I finished it. So it's very nice. It has a little snowflakes, snow coming down, and the snowman is really cute. And I have back stitches, little smile. The only back stitching was this little smile on him. And so it's all done. And what's really neat, and I didn't really think about it at first, but this color of his mittens, the teal color of his mittens, is one of my older sister's favorite colors, and she loves snowmen, so this is going to be really cute, I think, when it finishes. So, those are my finishes. And, oops, let me see. They're going to be either Christmas presents or partial Christmas presents. So my other things that I'm working on are, of course, the, pardon my cat, being naughty, Tomato Dame. Sorry, get it where it's not so glary. Tomato Dame. It's a dying to stitch kit that was, I guess, exclusive to Dying to Stitch shop. And I don't know how long it'll be exclusive to them, but it's a Plum Street Samplers design. So this is, it's not quite finished. I'm still working on it. I still haven't put the eyes on the crows. They're still blind, because I'm doing, the color, the white is what I have left to do after I finish the Tomato Dame, plus her hair and face, her skin, and then she has a sign. Sorry, my cats are going crazy over there. But anyway, so I worked on this for a long time. I finished all those small tomatoes and the big fat tomato, all the crows and the vine. I finished the flag finally. It's got red and white stitching in there. There's two shades of white. There's this parchment color. These are Weeks Dye Works colors. Something weird happened in this corner here. I think I had a knot that I didn't notice right away, and I stitched over it kind of, so it's kind of funky right there, but So right now I'm working on the parchment. I have the rest of her dress to do, and then her apron is in white, in whitewash. These are all Weeks Dye Works. Yeah, Weeks Dye Works colors. So there's the whitewash is going to be in the letters here and also in the inside of these wheels and her apron. And then she has a little sign here that's going to be done in white with the price in this mascara color. And there's one more crow. Excuse me, just a minute. Sorry about that. So this is going to be whitewash also, as well as the eyes of the crows. They're going to be 1/1, and the sign that she has that she's carrying is going to be 1/1 also. So I have a little ways to go, but not much, and hopefully this will be added to my FFO pile. And then I have, excuse me, one that I've talked about a lot, and I have not worked on it at all, but I hope to finish it soon, is the Prayer School Shanta. I have, it's still in the same place. I haven't done any work on that lately because I've been doing everything else. And as if I didn't have enough to do already, excuse me, I have this little penguin. I have two penguins that they're almost identical. There's this one that was a freebie with Cross Stitch Crazy magazine, and actually it's mostly done. But I set it aside because I wasn't planning on really, giving it to anybody. But I got a similar penguin for my birthday from my nephew, and it says like "Merry Christmas" or something on it. It has a penguin with a scarf, and the scarf says "Merry Christmas," and this other penguin is like carrying Christmas presents or something, and this one is ice skating. But so I still have like his face and the white part of his scarf. There's some white and some off-white in his face, and then I have to do the rest of the ice skates down here, and his little nose and everything. So, and his feet. So anyway, but I decided that I would, if I can finish this quickly, my sister's going to help me sew it like into make a coin purse or something out of it for my aunt. So this is what this is for. I have to get cracking. And then I'm working on, I hope to work on this. This is an old magazine I have, but it has this little sachet thing design, and this is like violets I got on this little. It's a sachet tote is what this is, and I think there's like no finishing instructions with this. There's a chart and the picture, and that's about it. And for like on the supplies list, it says small tote from Charles Craft, and I don't know. Oops, excuse me. That's the chart. I don't have a small tote from Charles Craft, so I'm gonna. I know it's not white, but using this. This is 18 count Ada, and I'll probably see if I can stitch the front of it and just make a different looking kind of little tote out of this cloth. Or I might have some other more white cloth. I don't know. But then I also have out of this bookmark kit that came. It came with a few designs, but nothing that I found really appropriate. So I thought I would do. I talked to my sister about my brother-in-law's sister, and apparently she's very into reading. So I'm going to do a set of bookmarks, probably 3 of them like this. And I searched high and low in all my magazines and other designs for something that would be appropriate. And I made one up myself. My cats are about to kill each other. Excuse me. Stop. Please be nice to each other. Be nice. Sorry about that. It was the back of, I'm sorry, my back. But anyway, so I did one sort of Harry Potter-ish theme called, that I just said, mischief managed. I did Harry Potter's glasses. And I was going to try to do a lightning bolt, but I don't know. I couldn't make it work. I don't know how. But anyway, so this says Lumos up here and Nox down here. So, it's, and this one I thought I would do on white with some other colors. I haven't picked the colors yet, but, and then I did this one here. I have a Hobby Lobby kit that has an Ernest Hemingway quote on it. One cat leads to another, and it has like 3 cats, 3 times on this little kit. So I was going to do just the kit by itself, but then when I was talking to my sister and she talked about, the bookmarks would be appropriate, I decided to use the one cat leads to another quote. And I wanted to put Hemingway on there as, since this is his quote, but I really didn't have room, and I didn't want to rechart it to make room. So, so I just drew some cats on there. They're not, fancy. They don't have tails. I may or may not put their tails in there. I don't know. But I'm going to do this on the brown bookmark, and then on the black bookmark, these are cactus designs that were in another issue of Ultimate Cross Stitch. Pardon me for hitting the thing. But this Ultimate Cross Stitch from 2016. But it has some cactuses charted in here. So I used 3 of the cactus designs. Ooh, sorry, I keep whacking this thing. So I used 3 of the cactus designs, and I'm going to do them, green on black. I think it'll work well. So anyway, if I'm hoping, I'm so ambitious, but if I get the green, the bookmarks done, they'll basically FFO themselves, and then I have some stitching to do to finish those, the ones I have, the Santa and the Tomato Dame and the Penguin and the Sachet. That's a lot of stitching. Wish me luck. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm working on, what I've been up to lately. Stitching and designing the little bookmark, and doing more stitching and doing more stitching. And so, like I said, I hope to corral my sister into helping me FFO those things. And actually, I have the Santa that I don't have it handy just now, but that I finished earlier this year. That I started it. I think I got it from a magazine in 1995 or something like that, and I know it had the year on it. Maybe it was 1990. I don't know. It was old, and I had changed it around to update the year, and I ended up doing it, like leaving it unfinished until now, this year. So it says 2018 on it now. But if I can finish that the way I'm thinking of, then that'll be something else to add to my FFO list. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what I'm working on now, so far. And I think that's it. Is that it? Oh, one more thing. Um, my dear friend Sharon Metcalf is she's in the Friday off the Grid group, and we're also friends on Facebook. But she sent me this little chart. She had stitched it and shown it on her Friday off the Grid thing, I think, and it's just so cute. And this little black kitty reminds me of my cats. And there's a cow and a sheep and a cat, and they're helping to trim the tree. And it has the chart has like buttons here, so I may go and look for those. And then like lazy daisy stitches on the presents here. I have to watch a tutorial or something on those. But this is in black and white, but these colors are like reds and pink, and so there's some a conversion for DMC here, because these are like Gentle Arts and Week Star Works and Gloriana, and I don't think I have any of them. Yeah, even the Week Star Works colors I don't have, I don't think. But but there is a DMC conversion here, um, so I want to thank her. She also sent me very kindly some little needle minder type magnets, just some interesting things. Just a little, if I get it right place, a little stone and a little heart and an angel and a kitty. So I'm gonna put those to use at some point. So I think that really is it now. I think I've remembered everything. So I didn't say this at the beginning, or maybe I did. My name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. You can find me in the Friday Off the Grid Facebook group, on Instagram as Fantagray, and I'll have those names down below. I want to say welcome back to my new subscribers. Excuse me. Welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to any new viewers that I might have. And thanks for watching. I think that's everything I wanted or needed to talk about. Oh, and one more thing, as Columbo used to say. I was watching before I did my update. I was watching Kitten Stitcher's video about not to feel obligated about Christmas things, and I think she really hit the nail on the head, because and it's especially true for my family now, because my parents had lived in our family home in Albuquerque up until earlier this year, in like March or April or thereabouts, when they moved down here to Phoenix. And so for years, we all gathered for Christmas in Albuquerque. That was our tradition. And, we had the house in Albuquerque did not have a fireplace, for chimney for Santa to come down. But we had a window, a big picture window in the living room. And on the windowsill there was where we would hang our Christmas stockings and put our Christmas tree up there. And we had certain traditions or whatever. But we would spend Christmas there at my parents' house. And over the years, of course, things changed a little bit. The kids all grew up, and we went from we used to have a real tree, every year. And then, as my parents got older, it was, not as easy, to go and get a real tree or whatever. So they started putting up an artificial tree, and that was fine. And the kids, were still young enough that they would help decorate it. My mom would save out, until the last minute, the ornaments and everything, so the kids would decorate the tree. And yeah, so my cat is yowling. And actually, in Little Rock, I had a real tree for quite some time, um, and it wasn't until I moved here that when I first came, the first year I was here, um, I bought a little artificial tree at Walmart or something. Um, but so uh, then I had to move in with my sister after my surgery. Move in with my older sister, and she had a set of Christmas decorations, and I had my set of Christmas decorations, and so we, sort of had compromised, and she put up the ones that were most important to her, and I put up the ones that were most important to me, and so now we have my mother's uh, ornaments and my older sister's ornaments and my ornaments, and various decorations and stuff like that. So we're sort of putting up some of everybody's things, and it's a new experience for all of us. New traditions, new whatever. My brother still lives in Albuquerque, and he will probably be unable to come down here. My aunt's coming down here. And otherwise, we're all getting together, I think Christmas Eve at my younger sister's house and Christmas Day here, or the other way around. I forgot. We've talked about it, but I forgot now which one we're doing which day. Um, but so we're having like Christmas Eve snacking and stuff like that, and then Christmas Day opening presents, and and we've had various traditions over the years about like when we open presents and um, what we do, all of our traditions that we do and stuff like that. And we're sort of having to keep some and throw some out and change things up a little bit. And but what's important is that most of us can be together for Christmas. And it used to be for years and years. My mother had a Christmas party, and my sisters and I would make little decorations, ornaments, or whatever to do like a gift exchange between a couple of my aunts and my cousin and whoever was coming. We would have probably 12 to 15 people at my mom's house, and so we would have a party, and we would have food, and we would have this little gift exchange or whatever, and so my mom was kind of wanting to do that again, the gift exchange part of it. And my little sister was saying, well, it's kind of hard because there's five of us that live together, my parents and my older sister and me, and those were all separate households at one time, and now it's one household. And so I don't know, we're trying to figure out if we can still do something like that or not. And so it's okay for traditions to evolve and change and maybe do new traditions or something else, as circumstances change, that we're not going to have a big blowout New Year's Eve party or Christmas party like we used to, and that's okay. My parents are not the spring chickens they used to be. We're not. I'm not. My siblings and I are not the. We're all in our 50s now, 60s, 50s and 60s now. So we're not kids anymore. Even the kids, the grandchildren. My niece just started college this year, and my two nephews are in their 20s, and so like 20 and 21 or whatever. So you can't just buy the little my for years my nephew, my oldest nephew, was easy to buy for because he loved Hot Wheels cars. You just buy him a Hot Wheels car, he's happy. My other nephew, you just buy him a set of Legos and he was happy. And now it's like, what does Eli want for Christmas? video games and, yeah. And so it's harder to buy things for them now. You're thinking, what do they want for Christmas? I don't know what's popular now, what anybody wants for Christmas. So, and for the guys, I don't do it. I've done cross stitch things in the past, um, and I probably won't do it for my dad and everybody else. The guys in the family, just because it's hard to do stuff that and that they would want. So yeah, but anyway, so doing new. We're having to come up with some new ideas for Christmas this year. Now that it's different, and it's also harder to get in the Christmas spirit here in Arizona because there's no snow. It's the temperatures are cooler. It's like in the 60s instead of in the hundreds. But it doesn't really feel like Christmas. Even when I used to live in Little Rock, it got cold there and it would snow a little bit. And in Albuquerque, it would certainly snow and get cold. It would, when my parents were moving down here, it was like 19 degrees in Albuquerque in January. So yeah, it was yucky. So, but here it doesn't get really very cold, and it's really hard to get in the Christmas spirit. When it's when you're running around in your t-shirt, it's a little harder to get in the Christmas spirit. But anyway, so yeah, so I think the idea of feeling obligated to make Christmas some kind of a big blowout is sometimes we get carried away with that idea, and we don't have to. Christmas is about some other things entirely, and you know nobody's really going to have the perfect Dickensian Christmas that we all have in our heads or something. Um, every family does its own thing, to make things special. Anyway, so yeah, so we're figuring out new traditions and new ideas and keeping some things and throwing out some things that we used to do and trying to make things work and it may take us a couple of years to sort of get in the swing of how we want to do things now, um, but we're working on it, and I think it's gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. So now that really is the ending. Um, yeah, I think that is. So I don't know what y'all are gonna do, but I'm gonna keep on stitching because I got a lot of Christmas things to finish. A lot of Christmas gifts that I want to do. That I want to do. This wild hair I just had about my brother-in-law's sister and mother. You know, uh, I was gonna buy them something, but I decided, you know what? I'm stitching. I'm done with these other things. I think I can. If I don't get to them, I can buy them something, and it's for Christmas, and give them something, and it's not that big a deal. Anyway, okay, so I'm going, and thanks for watching, and that's just keep it simple and keep stitching. Thanks. Bye.